to hit the intro music. All right, kick it off. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Matt's Lounge is brought to you by the Supernormal Foundation. Supernormal. Your mom wears pants. Why shouldn't you have Bitcoin? Supernormal, bringing Bitcoin to your Aunt Linda's smart fridge since 2025.
Sorts of questions and stuff. It's Matt's Lounge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Matt's Lounge. A little bit of a different style of intro music there. I do hope you enjoyed it. For those that don't know, I'm Low Poly Duck, the duck in the spandex human costume who is actually a tiny person controlled by a duck in a people suit. And today, my friends, give me a quick mic check since we're using a new technology here. Are we coming through live? Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Did we hear the intro music?
I can hear you.
Yes. We really did.
Oh, we so did? Okay, excellent. Let's go. And then the fade, we got the whole thing going, and now I'm watching. And Mr. Matt, if you do want to do video a little bit later so we can get some clips out of the show, look, we can focus in. Oh, no, we can't do it unless your video's on. But I can come in here and I can click and I can focus in. I'm using the remote on
I'll
the
give
TV.
you a little.
Yeah, there we go. Ready? See, guys, now watch. And then it goes like this. Oh, and then it's going to be just Mr. Matt there. Right?
Will it though?
It will if it loads.
It's taking its time.
It might be fine just the way we have it either way. It should.
So Doug, what are we looking like today? What do we got going on today?
Excellent. So today, my friends, okay, we're here to see Matt. As you can see. Let's all wave hello to Mr. Matt. Give us your favorite Matt emojis in the chat, guys. Okay? For the stream. Favorite Matt emojis in the chat. Let's go. There we are. Glowy Matt, an excellent one, a classic. Yep. Give some hand waves and all that. My friends, we're going to do something awesome today. A little bit different. It's going to be awesome because I'm going to talk a lot less than usual. Okay? It's also going to be pretty quick because it's a very busy time. Okay? Spam the chat as much as you like. There won't be too many rains today. Okay? We won't have a massive in Discord audience since we're coming in at an odd time. This one is for the VOD, my friends. Okay? It's for getting info out short, quick, and sweet. We have 30 whole minutes though. Okay? So I do want to get right into it. My friends, we just saw the epoch roll over. Okay? The true advent of the gauges. Emissions kicked on. Like for reals. Okay? So I want to hand it over to Matt a little bit, just for a moment, okay? To relish in this moment with us, okay? A tad. And maybe give us a little bit of historical context as well. So Mr. Matt, we're going to jump right into it, interview style, if you would be so kind. Tell us a little bit about where Mezo came from, right? Why did we even do this? Right? What led us here? Remember, do it for the VOD, sir.
For the VOD. Well, look, gauges have launched in this moment. I am euphoric. Yeah, let's talk about where we came from here. So, what is a gauge, you might ask? What is this? What is an epoch?
Yes.
So look, we are pulling from a long history, a storied lineage of incentive systems through DeFi. And we've seen all sorts of things. We've seen people play with airdrops and rev shares and tokens and emissions and staking and yada, yada, yada. And a lot of it over the years has fallen apart because a lot of these things are not, mechanisms are not, they might be fun to talk about, but what matters is whether the core idea of the product is actually going to work, right? So, but there are a few that we've seen grow that have been really interesting, and one of those was Curve.
One of my
And
favorites,
Curve
guys.
was a
Everyone knows that.
Yep, and Curve made Duck. Curve made a number of people
Yes.
involved in our project, and you know, the core idea with Curve is that you had this DEX, this decentralized exchange, and you can LP in it, and you can put in your money, and it would use a more efficient curve. I know, shocker on the name. Use a more efficient curve to actually allow people to trade. And Mitch, who's the founder of Curve, is one of the few computer sciencey kind of people who hasn't forgotten his Calc 3, and so he wrote this up very nicely, and he called it stable swap. And anyway, so this was this kind of innovation in exchanges.
Wait, can we pause?
That was innovation one, which was.
Can we pause on
of
Curve
course.
for 1 second for a little bit of thesis history, guys? What do we know about some fun curves? Does anybody know a really cool point you can find on a curve, what the name of that point would be? Right? Maybe a curve shaped like something you might put on the back of a horse. A certain point on it.
So listen, there are lots of cool things we can talk about with curves. There's elliptic cryptography. There's and then there's this idea of like null points. There's this idea of like generator points, and yes, there's also this idea in multivariate calculus of a saddle point.
Saddle point, let's go.
So early on with Curve, they did this very cool thing, and what they did was they took this DEX innovation, which was like a good, solid improvement on the state of the art, and then they added their next improvement, which is not just for DEXs. And what they did was they said, okay, if you want this token, you have to lock it. The longer you lock it, the more voting power you get. And by doing that, you can now steer the emissions of this token. And that is how you will get your value in the Curve ecosystem. Now, there's more to it. There's revenue sharing and going to VE Curve holders and all sorts of stuff. But that's, the core idea is we're going to build a community, and then they're going to steer who else comes into the community, right? And this led to a lot of interesting things. It led to that's an lot. What was later called the Curve Wars. It led to these like games where people were fighting to make sure they had enough curve, and they're all trying to get more from each other so they could steer future emissions.
Right.
So it was very cool. It also led to a lot of other stuff that was both cool and weird. Convex. It led to the imminence of stake DAO. It was a big part of Earn's growth. And so these were Curve War participants, but there are also ways to tokenize VE Curve. So VE Curve was not transferable. VE Curve was soul-bound. Since then, we've had a number of other gauge systems. So the word gauge comes from where you point your emissions. It's the place where you can stake tokens and trade it for more curve. Many people tried this. If you guys look up solidly in VE33, one of the big improvements on this model was basically taking these VE curve positions, yes, with our boy Andre, and I wish he would stick around for the end of a project because, man, he starts some really good ones. And so, you would tokenize this, and instead of it being soul-bound, you'd have an NFT, and you'd say, okay, I locked my position for a year, 2 years, 3 years, so I've shown conviction. I've shown that I'm long-term aligned, but I can still move it around. I can still rekey it, and if I really want, I can still sell it to someone else, and I can sell it early.
Yes.
And so while solidly didn't really pan out, a variant on that, Velodrome, turned into Aerodrome, and Aerodrome has definitely panned out.
Yes.
So Aerodrome is this evolution of this VE model, where instead of just people locking to show how much they'll be aligned with the protocol, they can also, in fact, fully trade and take the revenue. So the idea is that if you are a VE error holder, you vote on a gauge, and you get the revenue associated with that gauge, and then the people on the other side get the emissions, right?
Yeah.
So this is huge because you no longer have a token treasury in the middle. You have all of the nonsense that we've struggled with DeFi. You talk about value. Where does value accrue? A lot of that goes away, and you have this really neat, clean system where every week, if you vote on Arrow, you get rev share in Aerodrome. And so that has kind of inspired us. I mean, I've been fascinated by this. We did briefly help launch a Curve competitor. I have fully repented. I have apologized. Well, I think he understands. I've apologized to Mitch. He and I are in a much better, have a much better relationship now. He's a good guy, and I have a ton of respect for the work he's done. And yeah, so but we took these ideas from Airdrop and we said, well, what if we could apply this a little more widely? What if we could apply this idea to not just to DEX, but to like lending, a lending market, and if we could apply it to bridge fees, and if we could try to apply it to vaults. And so as we wanted to build our Bitcoin ecosystem, if we wanted to build our decentralized Bitcoin lending desk that is Mezo, we knew that the economic system we wanted to use was going to be based off this VE gauge system. So that's what brought us here.
Holy
and
cannolis.
there's the lineage, guys. You don't even have to hit Wikipedia for this one.
Or your favorite local instance of Claude or Llama or what have you. So holy moly, if I'm understanding this right, and I know I am, guys, I'm putting a little bit of acting on here, but this is all coming to Bitcoin, this entire economic system. So we like, this is real yield on Bitcoin, which we've never had before. This might change a lot of things, no?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, Bitcoin's native yield is lending. There is no other yield on Bitcoin. It's not like Ethereum or Solana or something, right?
Yes.
The yield on Bitcoin is, central banks printing more money and making other people buy Bitcoin. That's it.
Right.
So actually finding a way to build a system where people can borrow and lend and do these Bitcoin denominated things, but then give that yield to Bitcoin holders. That's what I'm excited about here.
Excellent. So, okay. And to touch on that a little bit, it seems like this is all coming at a time when, institutions are currently rampantly attracted to us, right? Not us specifically.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty special myself right now. Yeah.
Pike, can you do me a favor here, my friend, before we move on with the chat?
Mm-hmm.
I want to close my stream. Okay? I'm going to cancel my stream. Can you stream for the people in the audience? Okay, just because it's going to give me a little bit of RAM back. Yeah, can you stream the stream for the people in the audience? Let me know when this fixes itself. Seems like already I'm losing control of my computer a little bit. Hey? Doesn't it seem that way? Can everyone hear me still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you sound great.
Oh, excellent. Terrific. Okay, well, it says that I'm still streaming. Is everyone seeing that? Yeah?
No.
No. Excellent.
I'm
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
just
we're back.
now.
I see it's fixed itself. There's Mr. William Pike going.
Love it.
And we're ready to go. So, Mr. Matt, now we want to get a little bit into the weeds. Okay? How does this actually work? Like, how does Earn actually work? You said this is kind of like Aerodrome. And you mentioned briefly that someone is voting, someone is staking, someone is, it's all these things all at once. Guys, how good of an actor am I? Hey? Like, I don't know how this works. How does this work, Mr. Matt? Right? He's voting, staking, what are all these things?
Yeah, so look, it's a nuanced system. I guess before I get into it, because this is a catnip question for me, and Duck knows it too. You have to remember that the system we're talking about is like the system behind the system, right? So what we're doing with Mezo, what we're trying to ship, what we're getting ready to ship is really just a simpler way to borrow Bitcoin without having to give up custody and while still getting good rates, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're someone who's interested in financing something in your life, right now the interface is pretty rough for it because we focused on the other side of the market, but we have tools for you to finance your home, and it's actually how I financed mine. So that's who we're serving. But then the other thing we need is, how do we actually steer capital? How do we steer fees from a system? Like, how do you manage a decentralized loan desk? And so that is this Earn system. So here's the idea. In Earn, I'll tell you what we have now and what we'll have soon. What we have now is we have DEX pools and we have vaults. In particular, MUSC savings rate vault. We have 3 more vaults that are coming online with emissions next epoch. And the idea is that you can LP in these. So you could LP an easy one like MUSD to USDC, or you could do something volatile like BTC to MUSD. And then as an LP, you can obviously earn fees, right? So people trade with your money, you can earn fees. You can also then stake. And what you're saying is, as an LP, I will actually give up my fees this epoch this week. And then, Duck, the master VE user here. You can stake these things, and you can trade them for emissions. And so, as an LP, your decision is okay. What do I think? Do I think I'm going to make more money on emissions, or am I going to make more money in native fees? So that's one side, right? If you're showing up with capital, or if you're a vault user, you'll say, okay, well, I think I could make 1%, 3%, 5%. Using the vault, or could I trade that for emissions? How much emissions am I going to have each week?
Right.
So this is where things get fun. Who decides the emissions, right? Because obviously, if you're just a rational person and you're not worried about what you believe in and what's going to go up and what's going to go down, you're just going to say, okay, I'll choose the one with the bigger number as an LP or as a vault user. So then this is where the game gets fun. As a VEBTC holder, you get to steer that Mezo to all of these different opportunities.
Yes.
Every week, more Mezo is emitted, which means printed, to be clear.
Yeah.
And as it's printed, you can steer it. And what's happening is people will start and they'll steer it with their VEBTC, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I want to earn more," and that's where Mezo comes in. So if you take that Mezo that you might have accrued LPing or in the airdrop or something else, and you lock it to VE Mezo, you can point it at your VEBTC and you boost your ability to steer emissions. So what's cool about that is it leads to some really interesting yield opportunities. It basically rewards people who have diamond hands and who stay really engaged with protocol. So when you guys hear me, I keep saying optimizing for conviction. That's a system that we built here. So if you were a recent VE Mezo holder from the airdrop, or maybe you bought recently after the launch, you can actually lock your Mezo, point it at some Bitcoin, and you can earn some pretty great dollars on your or BTC on your BTC.
Yeah, I think we might be underplaying a little bit how great these dollars are. I saw evidence of it in the chat, guys. I've seen all of you chatting, but a few moments ago, not moments even, but a few hours ago, mentioning that you saw somebody who had managed to max boost a couple of Bitcoin, right? I think it was 2 or 3. And that's where you really see the power of this, right? Who was that? Who was that in the chat? Was it Zoe's Bitcoin? Someone, it might have been Neo. I see Mr. Neo here. Anyhow, one of y'all max boosted about 3 Bitcoin or something like that. And everyone noticed that suddenly that person was voting, that is to say, earning fees with 12 Bitcoin, guys. Right? Do we realize what that means? You have a little bit of Mezo, and then out of nowhere, you're earning yield with 12 Bitcoin, okay? Instead of your 3. That's a big deal, guys. Yes, Alpha Duck, maybe it was. That's a really big deal, okay? It makes a massive difference, especially at the little sizes, because you don't need quite as much Mezo to boost. How is that possible? Mark is asking. How is that possible, Mr. Matt? We've got a good question from the audience. How is that possible? Right? What's actually happening?
Yeah,
You're not giving me 10 Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, so the idea is that, when it comes time to say, okay, how are earnings going to go? Everything is multiplied. And I say multiplied very loosely. You should actually look at calculators to see how it's done. The interface can show you. But basically, your weight in the system is multiplied. So if there's 2 BTC in the system, but 1 BTC is boosted and the other isn't, that 1 BTC ends up being worth a lot more than the other BTC when rewards are distributed. Yeah, so that's it. Oh no, we've got an echo now.
Do we have an echo? Where?
Do you hear it?
No, you know what? You might have to mute Pike's stream. Click the volume, click mute right here.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Do we nail it?
Done. Nailed it.
Hey, lemons and Jenna Bobs. no echo. It was all in our headphones. We're still banging out some of the rougher corners of this here foundational stream. So yeah, guys, it really is that simple. It's something of a multiplier. Okay, you know how rewards are distributed usually. If there's 100 people and $100 to go around, everyone gets 100. Well, not so here. If you have a little bit of Mezo, you might be able to get more than your quote-unquote fair share of the returns. Vendiktop saying, you always talk nice and beautiful. Makes people believe you. Okay. What about the token? Okay. What about listing on a normal sex or at least popular sexes? You told it's only 1 day, only 2 days, only 3 days, only
9 red days. 9 red days. Every day I check price worse.
Price down,
Every day,
yeah.
price worse. I check. Oh no, what's go? Oh, guys.
Benediktov. Oh yeah, you
I
want to
love
hit this
him.
one?
Yeah. I'm happy to.
You might be more polite.
What
than I
about
would be.
the token? Probably. I'm in a good mood right now. I'm not always, but he's been such a good sport.
Mhm.
Thank you for the actual copy pasta instead of my murdered version of it, Pike. So look, if you guys don't want to buy the token or you don't think this is a good price, Lord, don't. I'm a Bitcoiner, and the reason that I have money and the reason that I've done okay in this space hasn't been because I'm an incredible trader.
Right.
It's been
Same.
because I have continued to buy top and bottom since 2013.
Yeah.
And that's paid off for me. So when we look at Mezo the token, I think the value of Mezo is if you want to steer emissions, and if you think that there are going to be other Bitcoin holders who want to earn yield on their BTC and borrow against it.
Yeah.
And if you think that there's a big opportunity there, then maybe it's something, right? But I think that's it. So no, Benediktov, I don't think you're being negative. I think it's like a super reasonable question, but I think you also know that I'm not going to be a fly-by-night dude and give you some bullshit right now. What I'm going to say is, look, markets dictate price. You choose value.
That's right.
And you choose what you value, and those are different things.
Wait. Can you say that one for us one more time? That one-liner. Markets do what? They dictate.
Yeah, markets dictate price, but you all have to decide what you value.
Oh!
No one tells you that.
Wowza.
So,
guys, markets dictate price, but you dictate value. What? That's a good one. That's a really good one line. I like that very much. Wait a minute.
I'm glad you like it, Doug.
Yeah. Okay, Pike, bring that stream back up. I'm going to be a little bit more of a dick to you, Venediktov, just because I know you and I can do, I like you, Mr. Venediktov. So I'm going to be a little bit more of an asshole. Pike, pull a stream up for me. Let's get a stream going up on here. I want to screen share. I want to go to CoinMarketCap. Okay, Venediktov, are you with me, homie? Are you in the chat? You with me, my dude? Excellent. Yes, sir. So if you've been listening, do you know what protocol's economics we most emulate? Okay. It's of course not a perfect analogy. Nothing is. Don't mistake what I'm saying here. But if we're looking for an analogy, yes, aerodrome, right? Curve or aerodrome, right? That's even better that you brought up Curve. And I know you consider Curve a successful platform. Pike, bring me up to CoinMarketCap. Okay? This stream looks great. I'm so happy. Guys, we made this whole stream setup, including the intro music and everything, in like a very short amount of time today because we've been busy doing other things. Okay? So CoinMarketCap showing... No, not there. That's fine too. I like this as well. But this is actually a good comparison. Show me the aerodrome chart, please. Okay? Hit me the aerodrome chart. Okay? The most analogous protocol to ours. All right? Guys. No, CoinMarketCap. This is...
He's like, no. Coke, not Pepsi.
Yeah. Yeah, CoinMarketCap, aerodrome. It's a much clearer picture, right? Because it has the up and the down from the start. Okay, so guys, look, I want you to look at this, okay? Let's have a look at the chart of all time. It launched at 33 cents. Guys, it dropped to 2 cents, and it spent a month and a half, Pike? 2 months there? 9, 10, 9, 12. Spent a handful of months there, guys. Guys, that whole time, you could have bought Arrow for 2 cents. Okay, you could have bought Arrow for 2 cents. Everyone was saying it was dead and it was doomed and it was a shitty velodrome fork, but you could have bought Arrow for 2 cents. And look at them now. Okay? I do not want you to get tied up in the chart. Yeah, Venediktov, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect 2 months, to be clear. I don't want you to say that nice analogy, I'm going to wait 2 months. I'm just saying, if we're looking for the cleanest analogy, it's likely sitting right here in front of you. And I wouldn't worry too much, right? And if you're convicted with the product, this might be a good opportunity to get some super max boosted Bitcoin, right? Farm it up on the gauges. You don't see market makers at all. That's why you're bothered a little bit. Yeah, that's fair. There are a handful of market makers, and I know you might be looking for a couple of other exchanges, particularly the ones from your region. We might have focused in a little bit too much over here, eh? With all the coin bases and stuff like that. We got KuCoin though. Big deal. Okay, so keep it together, Venediktov. Keep your head in the game and out of the clouds, okay? What was Pike, a wise man once said, they said something really wise. We don't dictate. The markets dictate something, Pike. What do the markets dictate? Dang. I heard this quote before. Markets dictate right? Price, was it? Pike's not even unmuted. His mic is broken. Yeah, it's price, guys. You dictate the value, okay? Thank you very, very much. All right. And if you think, clean up that example a bit. If you think Arrow is cheap right now, and you see and you're convicted to the long-term value, you buy it. If you think Mezo looks cheap right now, and you see there's long-term value, right? Follow the train of logic. That's all I'm saying. I am happy when things I'm convicted with. Yeah, look, our friend here says think long-term. I'm happy when the things I'm convicted in pan out, okay? And especially when maybe other people haven't noticed them yet. Right? An excellent one. And guys, we are at the 30-minute mark. Mr. Matt, we hit a couple of the hard questions, okay? I don't want to draw the ire of the legal team, okay? I don't want to.
Oh, then don't, Doug. Then just don't.
Well, I was just gonna ask for some alpha, but I don't want to actually like put you in a position where you want to.
No. You're good. I'm happy to. I can do that.
Okay, let's get a little bit of alpha.
We can give the
for
people
outro.
what they want.
Yeah, get a little bit of alpha.
Yeah. So guys, look, get excited. We have a couple big launches coming up right now. You guys have heard me talk about layered lending. Layered lending is coming. You guys have heard talk of institutions. We have a big announcement coming up there. And I'm excited to share what we've been kind of like cooking with you guys. The F is layered lending. More soon. So anyway, really excited to see what you share with you guys, what we've been cooking. You'll see it in the next few weeks. And then in the meantime, come play with us. The water's warm. Come play with this gauge system. Come play liquidity games with us. Because it's getting really fun.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have. We're going to be respectful of folks' time. I'm usually a little bit better than this, but I couldn't help talk to Matt for a little bit longer, a minute or two, okay? Thank you so much for joining us. If we didn't get to your questions, ping us right here, okay, in the Discord, or join the Watering Hodl on Friday, okay, where I'll be doing an in-depth tour of Mezo Earn, okay, to get you ready for Epoch 2. I'd like to thank Mr. Matt for being here with us today. Mr. Matt, do you have any final words for the people?
I do. Happy birthday, Pike.
Oh.
I'm so impressed that you just dropped a Sally's baking addiction link in chat. I think that's just so very strange. But if you guys want to learn how to make a really delicious pie, I do have a secret recipe. I did look at some of Sally's recipes, but I, of course, made my own because I cannot cook like a normal person. So sometime we'll do Matt's Baking Corner, and I'll share with you guys how to make the perfect mixed butter and Crisco. You want both. They both do different things. Nice flaky pie crust. That's what I've got for you guys today.
No,
And yeah, thanks for listening.
no better place to end it, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? In Discord for the Watering Hodl. Same time, same place as always. Stay thoughtful. And as always, toodaloo. Hit him with this one
Matt Loud.
for the outro.
Matt
Oh,
Loud.
one of the
Be
best
sure
things we've ever done.